today?
Always is against Brighton. We've got good results and we've had to earn them the hard way because they always give us a good game, and today was one that could have swung both ways, but we managed to find a way second half.
When I was live, I thought it was a penalty, and then I suppose it's the clear and obvious debate. I think if Mike Dean gives a penalty, I don't think VAR overrule it. And because he hasn't given the penalty, maybe it's not clear and obvious enough to be overruled. That's the million-dollar question.
You took that goal very smartly.
Yeah, I've been working on my heading behind the scenes, and I've not scored one for the first team yet, so yeah, I'm very happy to score the first header for the club. To be playing and to be scoring for United, it's what I've always been wanting to do, and I'm happy doing it.
He's matured, and today as well, I thought he was one of our brightest players. He was mature, he was clean, he was tidy, and the goal he takes really well. It's something he's learned from Eddie, probably, or diving header. I don't know if you want to call it a diving header, but still, it's a header inside 6-7 yards, and that's what we need more from Mason.
Sometimes the opposition have got some quality that you just have to hold your hands up and say that's good. But we'll keep fighting.
We'll come on to the possible penalty in just a moment. Felt like quite a lot of Manchester United games when they're at home against opposition where they're meant to take the game to the opposition. They rely on individuals.
Yeah, they do, and like Graham Potter said, they have got a lot of individual ability, and it looked like that again. They've done what they did. They started very slowly again, and I thought that Brighton were very good for their 1-0 lead, but in the end, the quality came through, and just a couple of errors for me. The error here from Veltman, I think he's got to play that to Dunk. They come out the other side, and they're safe, but they don't do it in the end. Cavani blocks it off, and once he does this here, it's into Harry Maguire's hands because Mopé wins that. And then they lose it here, and now Bissouma, who had a fantastic game, out of the game. And like this, Paul, the weighted pass was fantastic from him, even though he got upended as well. That was brilliant. But this is brilliant here from Donny van der Beek, and this is what he's about. You know, he's come from a possession-based academy. That's what he does. Makes movement when the team's got the ball. Great movement here. Leaves a space open for Fernandes, which he goes into. It's brilliant stuff here. Great ball from Luke Shaw. Look at this. Again, for me, easily the man of the match for United. Great movement there from Donny van der Beek, and then you see Greenwood doing what he should do as a number 9, getting himself in the middle of the goal. You know,
Van der Beek could have got on the end of that.
He would have. I think
he
he probably would have if Mason Greenwood don't go in there, because he moves again and leaves Ben White. Led Ben White a merry dance there. But yeah, it's good. In the end, the quality came through.
Brighton should have had a penalty. Yes, do we think?
We agree on that, yeah. I mean, Harry Maguire is the wrong side of Welbeck. You can see him desperately trying to get back, and he puts him off, and there's enough there. I mean, he gets it. Stops him.
Do you agree with Graham Potter that if it had been given, it wouldn't have been overturned, but because it wasn't given, it wasn't overturned? Is it one of those?
I don't know, because like I think that if he doesn't touch him, he probably gets to tap it in. He kind of he crumbles down. He impedes him. He does what he's done there. What you do when you are out of position and you're fighting to get back. He's done enough to put him off, and I think it was a penalty.
And as you two, as former pros, point out, as soon as the defender gets up whacking his finger, it's normally a sign, is it? Right then, after us tonight, it's the Women's Football Show with highlights from the WSL. The friendly between France and England is live on BBC4 on Friday. Tomorrow evening, 5 Live has commentary on Everton, Palace and Wolves, West Ham. And the latest episode of the Match Today Top 10 is streaming now on the iPlayer, and the podcast is on BBC Sounds. And our coverage of the Women's Six Nations continues next Saturday on the iPlayer. Still to come, Too Good, Too Bad, and the result of Goal of the Month after yesterday's goals.
What did you make of that from your old side? It wasn't the most inspirational Manchester United victory, was it?
No, I think this has been Manchester United this season. Not playing particularly well at times, grinding out results, and then ending up with a win. And that has been Manchester United at home. Away from home, it's been a totally different story, but at home, that's Manchester United.
Hold on, last time I saw you, you were telling me they were banging the title race.
Well, I had to make you think. I've changed now.
You changed your tune. And look, for Brighton, it's become a football cliche, isn't it, this season? They play some nice stuff, but they get nothing. And I know they've been on a good run, but they do play some easy on the eye football.
Well, I've got to think about scoring early. And I think statistically, you've got a 60% chance of not winning if you score in the first 15, 20 minutes. And Brighton, with the 13th minute,
was too early. And it's against the Manchester United side who, this season, as Coley alluded to there, are used to going behind and coming back from that position. Almost the opposite to Tottenham, as we were saying not so long ago. But I mean, it's a wonderful goal in the sense that Welbeck and Coley, obviously from a centre-forward's point of view, it's a great run. Defensively, you look at Lindelof, and it always baffles me how defenders just miss a header. You can see the cross, he's jumped and he just misses. And I think that put Wan-Bissaka off a little bit, thinking that it was going to get cleared. But, you know, Welbeck, great save, the first one from Henderson. Unfortunately, straight on a Welbeck's head. But Coley, as I say, from a centre-forward's point of view.
Yeah, I think Danny's made his run with aggression there, trying to meet the cross. Lindelof, like you said, missed it, and Danny's got 2 good headers in. The first one, real good save by Henderson. It comes back to Danny, he scores. Simple tapping.
Back-to-back goals he's scored, though, isn't he? And 4 this season. What do you make of Danny Welbeck in general? Do you think that he's still got something to offer at that level?
I love Danny. I loved him since he was a kid. You know, and the only problem with Danny is he needs to get himself more goals. With his talent, he's got good talent. If he got himself more goals, he'd be a lot further forward than where he is now.
Yeah. So Manchester United had to wait for, well over an hour gone, 62 minutes, for the equaliser from Marcus Rashford. What did you make of this one, David?
You love Welbeck, I love Marcus Rashford. This lad is just phenomenal. I mean, I know Michael was talking in the show previously about how his options are, but as a goalkeeper, I'm actually thinking, is he going to whip it into the near post? So he's opening his body up, he's creating both near and far post finish, but it just looks so comfortable, so effortless. And Fernandes, again, and this was, I think, one of the highlights that second half, Fernandes got on the ball a lot more, keep Fernandes quiet, and keep Manchester United quiet. Brighton didn't do that in the second half, and then when you got Marcus Rashford with that ability, it's trouble.
I mean, look, we should mention Fernandes. We always do, don't we, Bruno Fernandes? I mean, what a signing he's been, what an addition to the Premier League. Since he made his Manchester United debut, no player in the Premier League has been involved in more goals, 42, so 24 goals, 18 assists, which is just quite incredible.
Numbers are an absolute joke, but take the numbers away. The next step for Manchester United is to try to win silverware.
Yeah.
And no doubts, if you turn around and say to him, what do you want, numbers or silverware? He'll be the first one saying, I want to be involved in winning silverware.
And we should mention as well, Marcus Rashford went off injured at the end, which could be a problem for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, given that we told you a couple of minutes ago about Anthony Martial potentially being out for the rest of the season. What about this penalty shout? Come on. This was Harry Maguire on Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, I feel for Graham Potter, who was... we did our pro licence together, and I totally agree with him, because I think we were just saying when we watched it that the referee could give this, and if there was a question, get it overturned, because I think it was more of a penalty than it wasn't, because what Maguire's done with any kind of contact on Welbeck is stopped him from scoring a clear goal-scoring opportunity. So not to give it, I don't see how the referee could not think that there might have been something to give it. It's frustrating.
As a striker, you'd be begging for that, wouldn't you?
No, I have to. I think, you know, in the end, it's worked out as a cute foul.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at it in slow-mo, you can see where he's just tapped his heel, and then obviously that was Danny's run. So it's a good foul, technically a good foul, but I do genuinely believe it is a penalty. Man United got away with one there.
And then the winner from Mason Greenwood. And, I mean, it's a big goal for Manchester United in terms of, see, they're not in the title race, but it's now just about finishing in the top 4 and going for that Europa League, isn't it? But a good 3 points.
It is. It's another massive 3 points for Manchester United. Like you said, ultimately Manchester United want to finish second and try and win the Europa League. We talk about boys who score goals. I think, and I've said many times, this kid's got it all, and this kid's got the possibility to be better than all of them. You know?
Well, in fact, only Rooney and Rashford have scored more Premier League goals as a teenager for Manchester United than Mason Greenwood.
There you go. But this, for me personally, he can play as a centre-forward.
Yeah.
He's more than prepared to play as a centre-forward. I think he's brave, he's good left or right foot. You know, he scores really good goals. He wants to play in the 6-yard box. And I've said many times as well, I think he's an individual who should be learning of someone like Cavani to try and take him to the next level.
So what is it for him? The next season is his season to step up? Is it in terms of getting
he
numbers?
Has to.
Numbers, yeah?
Yeah, ultimately, no doubts Manchester United will try and buy a centre-forward in the summer. Yeah, but for me personally, at that age, with all his qualities, learn.
Yeah.
Move on, try and...
But Coley, what are they going to do if they can't get Harry Kane?
Well, ultimately, if they can't get Harry Kane or somebody else, people like Mason will really have to step up.
I think he's got to do a double step, essentially, because his first season was exceptional.
Yeah.
Then his form, and I'm not saying he hasn't been a good player, but his form has gone down a bit, so he has to improve on last season.
Yeah.
Which I think, and I agree with you, Coley, I think he's got absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Left foot, right foot, looks phenomenal.
Yeah. And from what we've seen then, I know it sort of contradicts what I said earlier about them playing well and not getting anything, but from what you've seen from Brighton in the last 3 or 4 games, enough to stay up?
Yeah.
More than enough.
Yeah?
More than enough, definitely.
Yeah. Both saying.
Yeah, I think in that sort of relegation battle, and having been there, Coley hasn't had the joys of relegation, but having been there, you know that you only need to win a couple of games. It's not about winning 4s and 5s necessarily, and I think Brighton have got more than capable of doing that.
Goals.
Yeah.
That's what it is for Brighton. With all the nice play, all the nice passing, the game's about scoring goals. They need someone who can get them goals from now to the end of the season.